A mouse that may have slipped under the radar for many, but that I feel warrants a little bit of a closer look is the HyperX Pulsefire Haste Wireless. Its wired counterpart now having come out around 2 years ago as a great budget, lightweight gaming mouse option, has now finally cut that cord, offering the same great shape and that lightweight performance in a wireless format. In the box, besides getting your mouse itself, you get a dongle for wireless connection, an adapter for use with that dongle, a USB-C to USB-A cable, extra skates, then some grips, and finally an instruction pamphlet. Getting the Haste Wireless in hand is almost identical to its wired counterpart, of course, with just no fixed cable there, and impressively as well, they were able to keep the weight almost unchanged, which can definitely not be said for every time a mouse is moved to wireless, with it only adding 2 grams of weight, sitting at 61 grams, so putting it right around that same ballpark as far as weight goes as the G Pro Superlight and Viper V2 Pro. The shell and build of the mouse itself as well is very sturdy, with them using that same honeycomb design that we saw with the wired version, with it only being found on the back of the shell and then creeping up a little bit onto mouse 1 and 2 clicks. The shell has a nice gritty texture to it, making it very easy to get a hold of for that claw to fingertip style grip, which is what you're going to be wanting to primarily use with this mouse, as it has the same shape as its wired predecessor, being ambidextrous in nature with a flatter profile, a little bit narrow grip width in there, similar to the Viper V2 Pro in shape, making it good for those faster paced games where you need to get quick and precise movements. It's also IP55 rated, meaning you can have it in the shower with you, so definitely a big selling point there, since it is resistant to minor amounts of water, along with things like dust and dirt, so nice to have that included on there. You also get a little bit of RGB on the Pulsefire Haste Wireless on the scroll wheel, which can be adjusted in their software if you just want to change the color, or you can also turn it completely off. TTC golden micro switches are still being used and sound great with the same really crispy, snappy response that we had with the wired version. There's almost no pre-travel on mouse 1 and 2, but there is a decent amount of post-travel there, but still nothing that's really adversely affected me while actually using it or while gaming on it. The scroll wheel is pretty smooth rolling, while still you are able to feel each step individually, while also not being too hard to actually push down or depress the scroll wheel itself. The side buttons are super solid. I really love them on the HyperX Pulsefire Haste Wireless. Really very little to even no pre or post travel on them, with a really nice crispy response. You get 2 forms of connectivity, with the first, of course, being that wireless functionality, which can be achieved with the included dongle, and it's as simple as just plugging that dongle into your computer, then flipping the switch on the bottom of the mouse to the on position, which is automatically just going to pair up, and it's going to be using that 2.4 gigahertz wireless connection, which also the mouse itself boasts all the way up to 100 hours of battery life, which is an awesome thing to have included, and a lot more than some of the flagship options out there right now. Flip that switch off though, it can be used in wired mode via that USB-C port located on the front middle of the mouse, which is also how you have to plug it in to actually charge it. They do include a cable, which is pretty good for a wireless mouse cable, but if you want to, you can also fit other USB-C cables in there if you just already have one on your desk. You get 4 white PTFE feet on the bottom of the mouse, with 2 towards the front and back, which so far for me provided pretty good glide right out of the box, but if you want to get even a better experience as far as that glide goes, I would recommend picking up some aftermarket skates from LethalGamingGear. I'll have them linked down below. Definitely improves the experience a lot as far as that glide does go, and it doesn't cost that much either, especially when you're already saving some money on this cheaper mouse. You also have the option of storing the dongle in the bottom of the mouse if you aren't going to be using it. The sensor is the same as its wired variant, with the Pixar PAW3335, which can go all the way up to 16K DPI, and though the sensor is not up to snuff with some of the newest mice, it still works just fine for me, and I've had no issues personally with it. The HyperX Pulsefire Haste Wireless can be bought for $65, putting it well below a lot of the other flagship wireless options from companies like Razer and Logitech, while still offering, of course, some killer features and performance, while again keeping that same shape as the wired version and the really lightweight shell as well. So super nice, feels good in hand, and though it may not boast, of course, some of the features that these mice over twice the price of it have, like advanced sensors or maybe some optical switches, when it only costs $65, it's pretty hard to complain about it, and you can still go toe-to-toe with a lot of these other options. So great mouse overall, can definitely recommend it. I think everyone should at least consider it. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hit the like button if you found it helpful. Do consider subscribing for more content just like this, and check out some of these other mouse reviews on screen now if you're still looking.